Look, I'm the only person talking about it because I'm the only person who knows about it. And when y'all start learning more about it, you can start talking about it like I do. It's Apex Sapien Light, Scribe Square. Because we about to talk about Kai. Kai went out here and made himself look like a fool. See, a lot of y'all are going to be out here talking about, oh, he's exposing this 304 and he's taking the tour. He's socking the tour. Listen, brothers, let me explain something to you. You can never win when it comes to dealing with drama when it comes to a woman. You can't win. There is no winning. There's only making yourself look bad and making yourself look more like a woman. So here's where he messed up. Let's get to the start point. Here's where he messed up. First of all, if a prostitute ever hits you up, never accept. Never accept because there's a game plan that's not going to be in your favor. So that was the first mistake where Kai went in with a prostitute that hit him up first. He didn't go looking for her. She went looking for him because a real prostitute is going to just advertise and then you come and you pay whatever you're going to pay and then you get all about your life. So whenever she's coming for you, there's always an alternative plan. And you guys need to know this just in generally about women. Whenever a woman introduces an idea to you, typically there's an alternative motive behind why she's doing it. That's why as a man, you always got to take the leadership role. You always need to be the one that's in charge making decisions and doing things on your timetable when you want to do it under your rule set and authority. Because if you know that you're doing it under your rule set, your authority, and in a position where you are going to win, it's like the 33 strategies of war. Always go in with an extra strategy. Kai didn't go in with an extra strategy. She came in with an extra strategy. So now he's blowing her up more and more and more. And here's the thing that Kai doesn't understand. No matter how much he sues her or how much he tries to take her to court, there's always going to be some simp that will take her in and then basically save her. And all of it will be forgiven. Because that's the current world that we live in because we live with a bunch of tricks. And simps. So where Kai made a great mistake was basically inviting this 304 to his house. And if I'm rich like Kai, if I'm really like that, if I got the cash and flow like that, what is the money going to do for me? Like, yeah, you think you're going to ruin her, but if anything, all you're doing is drawing more attention to yourself and making yourself more a target. That's it, really. Because now most women know that they can game you up. Because you're a dumb, fugazi-ass nigga. And you had her sign an NDA. Now, with the NDA, all she has to prove, pretty much for it to be void, is that she was fearful under her. She was fearful. She didn't know, and basically sell this dumb story. And once again, as a man, he's probably gonna lose this case to keep it 100. Because once again, you are soliciting a prostitute, so they're gonna ask like, did you pay her? And if he did pay her, technically he did just participate in prostitution. And whenever it comes into the realm of prostitution, the man's always going to be the one to suffer. Just understand as men, you never win in the public eye. There's no point in even fighting. And when you fight, it makes you actually look worse. And I want you guys to take note from Myron's and Fresh and Fit situation, where Myron's out here acting like a little girl screaming, hey, they don't like us, and we're going to take these 304 downs. If anything, it just makes you look weaker. See, if I'm Kai, what I do in that situation is I don't bring no attention to it. I don't feed anything because she's really doing it for the attention. She don't even care that she's going to get sued because really women don't really care too much about these type of things. And I imagine she's not in the higher echelons of society where like where it really matters. If anything, it's going to blow her up more and make more guys want things. And then she just takes cash payments. So if she's taking cash payments, it don't even matter really because you're still losing in the end. So anyway, Kai, he's out here. He bought her domain name, so anytime anything comes out, it's all about the lies. But once again, here's the thing. When you are fighting lies and accusations, it does not benefit you to try to win public favor with people. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't help you. Like, yeah, your fans and shit are gonna be like, yeah, Kai, you taking the tour and all this stuff. But in reality, when older men are looking at you and they're trying to do business, or you try to bring yourself into like the higher folds of affluency within a environment or a community, this will be brought up against you. This will be not told to you in your face, but it will be brought against you because most men will look at you saying, dude, this is how you moving. I can't trust you with the certain shit that we rolling with because you liable to fucking tell. And this is why, like Kevin Samuels, he highly spoke about entertainers and athletes are not high-value men. They might make the money. They might have the clout, the status, but they are not high value because a high value man will not be caught with a situation like this. A high value man will move about this differently. If he wants to go get a escort or a prostitute, he would do it in secrecy. And so he went with a low grade escort, a low grade porn star that's an OnlyFans model that wasn't truly a professional because she probably has no guidance. She's just out here doing what she wants to do. Kai basically showed the evidence that, like, yeah, what is she saying? Even though she's lying, technically she did sleep in his house with him, and she did do all this, I guess you would say, revenge porn. But at the end, it doesn't stop your reputation. Now you know the reputation is the guy who buys pussy, which isn't a bad thing. It's just you just don't want to be known for that. Like I said, most of the high class businessmen, you know what they do? If they want to go get a side or go get an escort, they go get it under a fake name at a hotel, not in their established residency, and they do it in the dark where nobody can find out about it with a professional that knows how to keep their mouth shut up because they want to have repeat business. Because once again, prostitution is a business. And you don't have good business if you are squilling to the fucking people about that you did this with business. Like, there's no benefit to you. See, she's an idiot. And this is all just a whole idiot situation. She's an idiot because she could have had repeat business with Kai. So she said she got 5Gs. Well, even if she didn't get 5Gs, whatever. Just say it's 5Gs hypothetically. She could have probably came back 4, 5, 10 times. And how much would that 5Gs turn to? $50,000 if she would have done 10 times. So she could have made $50,000 just playing the role, doing what she was supposed to do, doing her job and leaving like a professional. But instead, she wanted to do it for a one-time fee to get a clout. So then more people go look at her OnlyFans. And guess what? People are going to go look at the OnlyFans because people are weird like that. And I think Kai is greatly underestimating how much people really give a fuck about him. Yeah, you got a bunch of people on your interwebs and your incel group chat thing. But at the end of the day, you kind of look like a loser. And to a big degree, a lot of these guys are losers. Like, and when I say losers, not in the realm of like making money, but losers just in life. Like where Kai can't get a girl that actually want to be with him, because I seen him get stood up a couple of times by some chicks on his show or stream. And it's because he doesn't have that the man flair. There's a certain amount of thing you got to have as a man. There's a certain amount of pizzazz, eccentricity, or whatever this word is called, or just flair. There's a certain thing a man carries. He carries a certain amount of presence about himself that naturally makes people gravitate, makes women gravitate to him. And so you can kind of tell that he's kind of like a nerd, and not a nerd in a good way. He's like more so like a geek. And when you geeky like that, it's hard for women to respect you no matter what the presence of money you have or where you're living at or what cars and things like. You're only going to attract the wrong type of women, which what he did. He attracted the wrong type of woman. He only finds someone that want to use him for clout. And your woman, if you're really dealing with a woman, she doesn't want you for clout. She likes you for your energy and the presence and the calming peacefulness you bring to her life, the directions and the protection that you provide for her. She's not there because she wants the fucking car. Because if that's the case, if she's there for the car and the money, any guy can get her pretty much. And like my own mentor says, like what you glorify, a woman magnifies. So if you glorify the external things like cars, money, style, status, and clout, and all the other bullshit, she's gonna look at you like, well, you're just a high class trick. What can I get from you? How can I use you to make my life better? And here's the thing. Every woman's going to use you to make their life better. That's just how the nature of the game goes. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not necessarily a good thing. It's just the reality of the nature. But in the famous words of Israel Adesanya, I don't have a problem with being used. You're just not going to misuse me. And that's one of the things I learned to accept. I'm going to be used in this world. That's kind of my job. Like I'm getting used. Like even on this content, you're watching this and you're using me. You're using me for my wisdom. You're watching this. You're using this to fill time, to fill a void, to learn something, to grow, for entertainment, so forth and so forth. But you're not misusing me because in return, I'm receiving views and money and monetary growth in my YouTube channel. So I look at it as an equivalent exchange. I don't mind giving if I receive compensation that's equal or greater than what I expected as a result. And see, that's the problem with Kai. Kai is being used, but he's not receiving what he wants in equal results. So no matter how much money you make, it doesn't feel good to be used. Even if you got like $1,000,000, it still doesn't mean get used to get used for even $1 because it's the principle in the matter. Like, and this is one interesting thing we gotta learn about manhood and just trying to let young guys understand. Your girl's gonna use you. She has to use you because she doesn't know how to do certain things herself. So she has to use you for your strength, your wisdom, your intelligence, your ability to be calm under pressure. All these things she has to use you for. But in return, make sure you're receiving something that is of equal and fair value, which is her femininity, her youth, her beauty, that muse-like effect where she inspires you to be greater, to be better than what you currently are. And so it's an equal exchange. And that's the thing you have to realize going into it is like you guys can't expect a woman just to love you for you because that would be your mama. And that's what a lot of you guys are looking for is a mama. And that's kind of where Kai is like deficient because he's looking for a mama. He's looking for somebody that was just going to like him from him. But like when you got to be able to be self-aware and understand yourself that sometimes that maybe you're not like useful outside of just the monetary things that you have to provide. And as a man, you never want to be in that particular place. You want to learn how to be useful to a woman because of the things that you naturally have within you. And when I say within you, I don't mean you. I don't mean just you walking around because you got a dick and balls is the why a woman should fucking appreciate you. No, she should appreciate you because of your inner characteristics, the things that you provide, which come through education and self-confidence. But that self-confidence has to be created through like doing the work on yourself, putting yourself in the gym, learning a new trade, educating yourself, becoming cultured, becoming funny, charismatic, charming, all these different things that you can build yourself into becoming. Those are things you want a woman to be able to look at you and say, I like that about him. Like he has these different things that just make me like him about him. And as long as you have that particular set, anything else that you have that's outside of that is simply just a bonus, just bonus points. And that's the way men got to start looking at yourself. Do the internal work. Build that self-confidence. And the only way you can build that self-confidence is by doing the work, by doing the reading, the writing, the training, the educating yourself, and all the things that come with that make you into a man that's of high value. And that's what Kevin Samuel's big message was that's what a high value man. Like the monetary things like 10 years, relationships, all these other things. Those things are great. But a man at the end of the day is, well, who are you between your words and what do you got in your balls and what do you stand for and what are your principles? What are your ethics? What is your morality? Or do you stand for truth and wisdom and love and caring and generosity? Or are you just a fucking Kai guy that spends money and then embarrasses himself online and talks about how you're suing and you're catching a W smoking a cigar? Because any other woman's going to look at that like, ugh, that's kind of weak. It gives me the ick. But guess who's not going to think that? Other women who are similar to that girl that just basically is about to get sued for a bunch of money. That doesn't even really matter because at the end of the day, she's broke anyway, so she'll have some guy take care of her. Because at the end of the day, there's always some guy who's going to line up to take care of a woman. But anyway, appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you for learning and growing. And share, like, subscribe. Because we're going to keep making more videos, baby.